So welcome to Belgrade, Temeshvar, Ruse, and to Ulm for all the pupils, students, and seniors. Here are more pupils today, but I see on the other locations there are a lot of seniors. Welcome to you. Today we have the lecture to the topic of demographic change in the Danube region. And the lecturer is Galina Georgieva. Is it correct?
Georgieva.
Okay, hello, welcome. And we want to limit the lecture and also the discussion afterwards to 17 to 5:30 or 5:30. Yes, and we invite you to discuss with us after the lecture. You have the possibility to discuss on the different locations about the situation of demographic change in your country and about the main problems, and we want to discuss this together. Yes. So before I pass the word to Ruse, Zita already explained the signs, the smiley. So this is, could you show everybody the smileys? Okay. It's like, okay, Smiley TV. Okay, so now I pass the word to Ruse, and thank you in Ruse for organizing the lecture. Thank you very much. Hello, Ruse.
There are students from high school of building and architecture of Ruse, also university students, PhD students, and seniors from our Union of Pensioners 2004 in Ruse. Also teachers from our university. Milena Popova, as usual, will translate everything, and me, we know each other. Do you need time for translation? So, the program. We hope that our students from high school will have got possibility to exchange information and to have future connections with students from other countries, and maybe they will organize projects, international projects for development our connections. Also PhD students are here and would like to be in connections with you. And our seniors that have too much experience in working of such kind of projects are very exciting to work now on the DALEC2. Our lecturer, Galina Georgieva, was kindergarten teacher. Now she is assistant professor at the University of Ruse. There are many new participants in our lecture. They are welcome.
Добър ден на всички. Добър дан. Guten Tag. Bună ziua. My name is Galina Georgieva, and it is my pleasure to be part of this group tonight. It is particularly exciting for me to talk about the Danube River, as I was born in Ruse, and the Danube has been part of me since I was born. Now it is part of my children's life. I'm also very proud to say that the International Day of the Danube River is the 29th of June, which is actually my personal birthday. Okay. Our lecture today is the demographic change in the Danube region in Europe. What is demography? Demography is the statistical study of human populations. Demo means the people, and graphy means measurement. So how can we measure people? Demography, a study, analyzes whole societies, but it can also focus on groups defined by criteria such as education, nationality, religion, and ethnicity. It measures the process of population in general, but social demography, for example, studies the relationships between economic, social, cultural, and biological processes that influence on the population changes. To be more specific, in terms of our lecture today, I would like to examine the topic from two aspects. One is quite statistical, but the other one reveals the interaction and the relationships between people across cultures and generations built around our beautiful Danube River. Focusing on the countries involved, this presentation will show aspects of the demography changes related to, as you can see on the presentation, waterways, population, birth and death rates, net migration, literacy, health expenditures, internet users, and GDP. In order to find out more about the demographic changes in one country, we should be looking at its population rates. Now, if you look at the graph on the presentation, you will find out that there is a decrease of the population in all four countries. One interesting fact, while I was doing my research, marks the demographic changes in Europe in general, is the first 100 countries in the world ranking presenting positive population growth rate. It is interesting to find out that there is only one European country in the first 100 at number 98, and this is Turkey. Some other factors influencing on the positive population growth rate we are going to look at are birth rate, death rate, and net migration. The birth rate is usually the dominant factor in determining the rate of population growth. It depends on both the level of fertility age and the age structure of the population. Now, as you can see on the screen, birth rates for the four countries are quite different. The death rate, while only a rough indicator of the mortality situation on a country, accurately indicates the current mortality impact on the population growth. Death rates in percentages for the four countries are more or less quite flat for the last years. Net migration is the next factor we are going to look at. This entry includes the figure for the difference between the number of people entering and leaving a country during the year. The net migration rate indicates the contribution of migration to the overall level of population change. Literacy is the next factor we are going to examine. There are no universal definitions and standards for literacy. Unless otherwise specified, all rates are based on the most common definition, and this is the ability to read and write. Information on literacy, while not a perfect measure of educational results, is probably the most easily available and valid for international comparisons. Health expenditures. This entry provides the total expenditure on health as a percentage of GDP. Health expenditures are broadly defined as activities performed either by institutions or individuals through the application of medical, paramedical, and nursing knowledge and technology with the purpose to promote, restore, or maintain health. GDP, or the gross domestic product, this entry gives the growth on an annual basis adjusted for inflation and expressed as a percent. In other words, GDP is the indicator of a country's standard of living. So if you look at the graph and if you focus on 2009, you actually will see when the crisis started. In terms of telecommunications and in specific internet users, this entry will give you the number of users within a country that access the internet. Statistics vary from country to country and may include users who access the internet at least several times a week, or those who access it only once within a period of several months. This is an interesting comparison in percentages we did. For each country, there is a certain growth of the use of the internet, as you can see. Maybe another survey can be done on the age factor, and is it an age factor can be determined the internet competency. The next slide shows the age distribution by country. And what I've tried to do here is to include all the countries from the Danube region and compare. So interesting facts, as you can notice on the graph, is perhaps for Germany, for people 65 and above, you've got 20.38%. For Bulgaria, it's 17.52%. For Romania, this is 14.92%. And for Serbia, it is 14.35. After presenting the statistical aspects of the demography, I would like to show examples of the social interactions of a population within a country and among different countries in the Danube region. Responding to the needs of every generation. Now, I would like to bring to your attention a project that you are familiar with, but what I would like to share is some statistics in correlation with today's lecture in Bulgaria. The current conception for an academic program for continuing education of all European citizens has been developed in the project Danube Universities for All People. The main objective of the initiative is to ensure the strengthening of the role of third age people in the process of civil dialogue. What really this statistic shows is what the seniors would like to participate in terms of training and lifelong learning. So if you look at the slideshow, you will see that on the first place this is healthy lifestyles, and then Bulgarian and foreign cultural historical heritage, intergenerational activities, and so on. In order to sum up the presentation I have prepared, I've got a little surprise. There is a video I put together which aims to show the Danube River as a bridge between past, present, and future, as well as a bridge across time and generations. This is a story of a lady who has a special connection with the Danube River. She is 66 years old and she works as a nurse, which means that she knows a lot about health expenditures, birth and death rates, population growth, and the need to use the internet. But she also knows a lot about waterways and the Danube River in particular. She is part of a rowing club and she has been rowing on the river for more than 40 years. She has always been an example of someone who cares about healthy living, respects the environment, and lives in harmony with nature. Enjoy the video I put together for you, selecting authentic images taken by the rowing club while exploring the beauty of our Danube River.
thank you very much for your lecture and for the nice pictures and the music. We want to like to discuss on every location the question now, what is the situation of the demographic change in your country and what are the main problems? So we want to invite you to discuss in your group this question for maximum 5-6 minutes, and then to make a short presentation about this, about the answers concerning these questions. Is it okay?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, the question is, what is the situation of the demographic change in your country, and what are the main problems which are linked to the demographic change in your country?
Thank you.
Okay, we make a break of around 5 minutes, and then we will back and see, and we'll hear the answers. Okay, are you now ready? Okay, thank you. So we will have a short presentation from each location about the main problems concerning the demographic change. And we will start in Ulm with 2 statements. One from a young pupil. She will start, and then from a senior who has another perspective or view of concerning this problem. So first. So I will repeat I will repeat the question again. What is the situation of the demographic change in your country, so now in Germany, and what are the main problems concerning the demographic change in Germany? So one problem.
Yeah, so in my opinion, one problem is that in the future, at the moment we don't have enough young people, and so in the future we're gonna have a lot of problems to have enough workforce, because the old people are gonna live longer because our health system is quite developed and very good, but we're not having enough children so that we have enough people who can work and then to like keep the system going.
Проблема, който младата германка споделя, е, който видяхме на графиката, че няма млади хора. Казва тя, при нас всичко е на стандарт е много висок, всичко е на ниво, разходите за здравеопазване са добри, но няма раждаемостта е висока. И това е проблемът.
Okay, and the other problem is?
So if I speak for my generation, which is the generation 60 plus, we see a main problem in the increasing cost of healthcare, or it will be an increasing cost for everybody, which cannot be supported by most of people, or we will have a very big problems in maintain our standard of healthcare which we have now.
Okay, these are the main arguments or problems here in Germany. I will pass the word now to Romania, and yeah, we want to hear from Romania. What are the main problems of the demographic change?
In our country, can you hear me? Okay. Are having over 60 years old. Is dropping. It's a real problem because our young people will not be a very good adult. We have more people. 5-14 million.
We didn't understand you, Timișoara. Could you repeat and please? Yeah. Sorry, we didn't understand you. Your sound break. Yes, I hope it will be better. Please try again. Thank you very much.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Great.
Should I speak louder? Yeah. It is not a good situation. Okay. The majority our have already over natality are decreasing, and our
we have problems to hear you. The sound always breaks, and we didn't understand what you say. Sorry. Could you change the microphone? Is there any possibility? Okay, we hear here. We think it's a transmission problem. It's not an audio problem in Timișoara. So we will try it once again, and if it don't work, we will pass to the next partner. So Timișoara, please try it again. Thank you very much.
Okay, can you hear us? Can you hear us? No.
Try it again.
Can you hear us?
Yes, we will hear you. Please speak longer, then we can hear if it will work. So, I suggest...
Yeah. In Romania. You hear us now? No? Okay. So, in Romania, it's not a good situation. We have demographical problems because our people over 65 years old. Natality are decreasing, and now our population is dropping. We have more people who are in retirement, 5.3 million. Then persons who work for Romania are 4.2. Our income, our incomes.
So sorry, we didn't understand you really well. So I will suggest that we will pass to the next partner, and what we understand from Timișoara that is that you have more people who are in retirement than who will work. That we can understand, but not more. So.
We have problems in you too.
Okay.
Not very, very badly. Just that you heard our retirement.
Okay, so I will pass now the word to Serbia, to Belgrade. and I hope it will work there better. Serbia or Belgrade, did you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. Can you hear us?
Ah, very well, thank you. Yeah, what
Okay.
are the main problems in Belgrade or in Serbia?
Yeah, we've talked about Serbia in general, but I'd like to say simply that we've had a very lively discussion here. So we've had a lot of different opinions. So we've kind of, let's say, I think, found 4 or 5, let's say, different theses. So we would like simply to present them. So the first conclusion that we came to was that it was very difficult to compare those, let's say, developed countries, such as Germany, which are target countries for other people who are migrating. So this is a kind of a way, when we're talking about demographical change, in this way the people in Germany can compensate for what the other people in the other countries cannot, because Germany is a, let's say, target country, and they will attract a certain amount of population no matter what the situation is with the domestic people. This is something which other countries which are now in transition, let's say the other 3 of these 4, we do not have this opportunity, and it is really an important question in our countries about how to really develop ourselves and maybe become a sort of a target country. The second issue that we've discussed was that also within our own country, within the boundaries of our own country, let's say, demography and the population is not distributed evenly, because Danube and the Sava River, which are the 2 biggest rivers here in Serbia, are actually attracting most of the people who live here. So we have this situation that people are mostly coming to the cities which are actually situated on these 2 rivers, and that the other parts of the country are practically now underdeveloped, and not so much people are actually living there right now. So we have, let's say, overcrowded situation in the cities, lack of infrastructure and so on, whereas in the other parts of the country we have a very bad situation where people are leaving and the economy is simply stopped. The third item that we would like to mention was that there is, simply to say that here in Serbia there is no social support to the elderly, no, let's say, significant social support to the elderly. And we would also like to say that there is no, that there are no data which demonstrate the needs which the senior citizens would like, or let's say what kind of needs do they have, what they would like to do, to learn. We've talked about internet here and the use of computers. So at one point you mentioned also that the lady actually from Bulgaria mentioned that they would like to do a study about the age structure of people who are using internet. Such studies do not exist here in Serbia, and we believe that this is something which would be very useful, and also maybe to like base and to found, let's say, a fund for education and participation of the elderly people in the society. The fourth item that we would like to mention is that here in Serbia, when we're talking about birth rate and the increase of the quality of life, also the care about the elderly, that simply there are no measures which are being implemented and which are giving results to these aims. So this is really a huge problem here, how to stimulate birth rate, how to increase the quality of life, and how to take better care of the senior citizens. And the final item would be about the aging process and the demographical changes. Here in Serbia, when we're talking about the, let's say, fact that our population is older and older, we're mostly talking about it as a global problem, that this is something which is happening on a global level, maybe in Europe or in the world as such, and we are not focusing so much on the situation actually here in Serbia and what we could do to make things better and to improve the situation or find a solution. So basically that's what we have here. Hopefully it was not too boring or long.
No, it was great. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. And now I will pass the word to Bulgaria again. Yeah, did you discuss also the main problems of the demographic change in Bulgaria?
Yes, we have. Just a minute.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, we also talked about the hardest problem for Bulgaria, and that is the negative net migration, the fact that a lot of young people from Bulgaria leave the country in search for better economic conditions, in search for better education, and the governments that we've had in the last 20 years have not managed to offer something, neither had the society itself. Because here in Bulgaria, our big problem is that we always find fault with others. We never look into ourselves, and we, just like Serbia said, we globalize the problem and we do not look for solutions. But luckily there was some optimism, because a few people expressed their feeling based on experience. Our lecturer, for example, Galina, has spent 6 years of her life with her family, with her husband and her 2 children in Great Britain. Both of them had very good jobs, but at the end of the 6th year they made the decision to return to Bulgaria, just because they wanted their children to grow in the country of origin, just because they wanted their children to learn about Bulgaria firsthand, and not from the media, not from visits, rare visits like weekly or monthly visits to grandparents. So our hope is that when we combine our efforts, and when we have more events like the event today, when different generations get together, because we have 3 generations here in Ruse, and these people are listening, arguing, but also coming to joint decisions, we will probably manage, as Serbia said, to make our country a target country, and to attract not only Bulgarians to return, but also other citizens to come in our country.
Yeah, thank you for the statements. Yeah, I think we heard different of arguments and problems, and I think the main question is, how can we compare the situations in the countries? Or we couldn't compare the situations, and at least Bulgaria give us some examples how we can manage or deal with this demographic change, to use the competence of older people. Galina, could you say something about these arguments, about these problems? Could you give some final statement? Yes, thank you.
Final statement, просто за тези демографски проблеми. И накрая ще кажем.
Are we all happy now?
No, we have translation time.
Sorry? Romania can hear us, I think.
Can you hear us? Romania, Timișoara, can you hear us? Yes, okay.
Okay. Well, I'm quite happy that this lecture evoked so many discussions, and it's quite interesting to listen to all the different partners in different countries, because more or less most of us focus on the same problems, more or less. So I hope that the lecture was interesting for you. And as you can see on the last slide on the presentations, I have given links. So if you're interested to explore more in terms of statistics, you can log on some of the websites and do it yourself. And it's quite interesting, actually. It was very interesting for me to do that research. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Also from Ulm. And I want to invite you and also all the other participants.
We can't hear. Ма защо не можем да чуем? Изведнъж се промени нещо.
Okay. Yeah, thank you also from Ulm. I want to invite you, Galina, and all the other participants to take part on the forum in the internet. We will send you the address for the forum via email, and there we can discuss all the arguments from the different locations, and we hope to not to stop this discussion. We want to continue this discussion via online. And yeah, now we have translation time.
Translation time.
We want to say something if we can hear you. So, I want a feedback for your side.
Noch mal kurz auf. Please wait.
Okay.
We can hear Timișoara now.
Okay. We want also to say something because.
Could you please wait? We have translation time. Could you please wait? You have the possibility to make a final statement, but now we have translation time. Thank you.
Okay then. After. You're welcome.
Okay, Timișoara, you want to make a final statement? I hope we can hear you now.
Okay, so you all saw we had some technical difficulties, but now we are working. So we want to say our thoughts about this meeting.
Yeah, welcome. We can hear you.
In Romania is not a good situation. We have several problems. One of our problems is that people have over 65 years old, and natality is decreasing, and our population is dropping. I believe that is a big and important situation for us. We have more old people who are in retirement, 5.3 million than person who work, 4.2 million person who works in Romania. And of course, a real problem and serious for all of us, the young people and the old and the seniors as well. We have very low incomes. Our incomes are under 150 euro per month, which is very, very low. And we hope that this problem will solve, and our government will try to figure out for something better to increase our lifestyle and health security and something like that. Persons who are retired, are old people in general, are calm and very easy to manipulate from the political side without social or cultural initiative. So, in a few words, this is our statement, and we have also two questions from our side, if it's possible from you guys.
Okay. Okay, you have two more questions, so please, make a presentation about the question, and afterwards we will discuss this question in the forum also, because Ruse and the lecturer is not more available. So, Timișoara, please say the two questions. Thank you.
Thank you too. So, my first question is, how you manage the differences that are in society when the majority are young people, and the another one where the majority of seniors. So this is our first question. We heard that Rus is not available anymore and will continue on the forum. The second question is, how do you estimate the chances of European seniors in comparison with a younger continent like Asia or Africa? Can education increase our chances? Because we know that in Africa, the education is lower and the services and something are very low. So these were our questions. Thank you very much for hearing us, and it was a real pleasure for us to be today with you. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much for these two very interesting questions. I think we will discuss it in the forum. And yeah, now I want to say a good afternoon, good evening, and thank you very much to be stay with us by this video conference. And we will see us again in 2 weeks on the 24th of April. And yeah, I hope we will see us. Bye-bye. And thank you very much, especially to Ruse for the lecture now. Yes, Marcus, I hear you. Yeah.
Marcus, can you hear Bulgaria now? Can you? Okay, we had one question that was not followed up. Ruse would like to establish contacts with young people in the other locations, especially in Germany. I saw that there are some young people. That's why we have invited our school pupils here from this school for architecture and building. Is it possible to send some contacts so we can establish connection between our young people as well?
Yes, of course. But we will make it via email and in the forum, and we will discuss the two questions and also the other questions again in the forum. And yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you very much to Ruse and to Galina especially, and also to Belgrade and Timisoara. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Good evening. See you again.